Hello everyone, welcome to the Web Service Development course. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Latifah. I am an informatics lecturer at Cyber Muhammadiyah University. I hope everyone is in good health. Today, we will discuss the Web Service Development course. In the past, making programs was simple. The choices were mostly just desktop applications or web applications. There were no such things as mobile apps, cloud computing, and the Internet of Things or IoT. And when making a website, it was mostly just web designers or web developers. There were no front-end devs, back-end devs, full-stack devs, let alone DevOps. So everything was quite simple. But everything changed with the advent of API. Yes, we call it with API in Indonesian language. This API is not like the Fire Nation that attacks and divides people. But in the programming world today, API or API actually unite us, allowing us to connect with each other. In other words, we can communicate with other applications, no matter who made them, what programming language they use, what operating system they run on, or what device they are on. So it is APIs that connect everything together. So now we will discuss what REST API is, but before getting into that, we need to understand what API or Application Programming Interface is first. So what is an API? API is a set of functions, subroutines, communication protocols, or tools for building software. API is an interface consisting of a set of functions that can be called or executed by other programs. Its applications are very broad. First, programming language, and then library and framework, and then operating system, and the last is web API or web service. In programming language, we can connecting to a MySQL database using two different APIs in the PHP programming language. We can use syntax MySQL and PDO. Both of them functions to connect to MySQL. This is what we call an API, a way to connect to different programs. And then API for accessing elements in the DOM in the JavaScript programming language, we can use syntax query selector. And then if you are using code igniter, if you want to retrieve all the data from the students table, you don't need to bother writing SQL syntax. Just call the API in code igniter, which is this db get. And then jQuery API to retrieve data using Ajax. And in operating system, we can find to Windows API, iOS API, and then Android API. In web service, SOAP or Simple Object Access Protocol and REST or Representational State Transfer, they are two architectures commonly used to enable communication between various applications over a network. However, in this course, we will only discuss about REST. So what is web API or web service? Web API or web service is a software system created to support interoperability or interaction between two different applications over a network. So with a web service, we can create this. If you are just making a web application that connects directly to MySQL DBMS, with a web service, you can create other applications regardless of who makes them, what programming language is used, what operating system it runs on, or what device it is on. You don't need to worry, you can still connect to the data, not directly, but by using a web service. So we will create the one in the middle, the name of REST API. That's all for our introductory session. Thank you for your attention and participation in today's lecture. I hope the material we discuss is useful and can be applied in your web service development. See you at the next session. Stay motivated and stay healthy. Goodbye.